Today we wanted to talk about logistics for moving to Greenville, North Carolina.
Now, moving is often right up there with stressful events, but a well thought out plan is really going to help you. Actually, we've moved 5 times in like 2 years, so we really understood at the end how much packing, how much you had a great plan would work into place, and how sometimes those plans can go awry. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about having a smooth plan, being able to go with the flow, and really just talking about a plan for moving, of course, to Greenville.
Exactly. Of course, this planning that we say is a little bit if you have a time, but if you have a time crunch right away, you got a job offer, is a little bit different. But pretty much we wanted to give you a timeline, to create a packing timeline first for this moving. Really, this makes you to have less stress and start at least, as we said, 2 months ahead that we want to talk about.
If you can't, you can just speed it up. But the first thing we're going to do is declutter. Go through every single room in where you are living right now, deciding what you're going to keep, what you're going to donate, what you're going to recycle, and what you're going to sell. And if you can have 4 different places where you can have those 4 options, keep, donate, recycle, sell, it was going to help you, especially if you're starting to go around the house. The second thing, what do we recommend?
The second thing is really, as my wife said, gathering packing supplies like boxes, tapes, and bubble wrap, and markers. And what to do after that?
You gotta start putting it away.
Exactly.
So we've already sorted, as we talked about. While you're buying the boxes, I would recommend bringing your donations out because or bringing your recycle out and buying the boxes because you need to start packing those things that we're going to keep. After that, when we get to packing itself, I would recommend we start with the non-essential items. Books, clothes that you're not going to wear, decor in your house. You can live without the painting on your wall, but you can't live without your spoon. And then in the last week, what do we do?
Exactly. The last one, which is the final week, really focus on essential that you need right after you move out. My wife said like a kitchenware, toiletries, and few changes for the clothes.
Now I will say the kitchen for me, the kitchen always took the longest because every spice has to get packed. And those are all small items. So it always takes the longest to unpack, pack, and unpack the kitchen. And it is going to take more work than we realize. So just telling you, putting it into manageable chunks, and you can avoid much less going to help you out. Now we're going to talk about moving, decluttering a little bit more in detail, and all this stuff a little bit more in detail after our introduction. So let's hit it. Hi, it's Victoria. Welcome to our channel and podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
Also, you call text all the time, 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Don't be shy. Also, grab our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below.
Now, as my wife said, you can use either a moving company or you can do a DIY. Therefore, it depends. Some of you might get a job that offers actually part of the package of your benefits moving, which is amazing. Therefore, you can get the code, go with those company, and wherever your employer is gonna pay for that. Also, we moved basically DIY.
No, the first time we moved, we hired moving companies, and that was a disaster.
Exactly.
They kept our stuff. They kept trying to keep our stuff for hostage. It was disaster. So after that first one, we became DIYers because then we could just control our moving, and it was cost saving in that many ways.
Exactly. Therefore, definitely, if you wanted to hire a moving company, do your due diligence, read reviews, ask for referrals, ask any friends or family members that use a certain company to make sure that you don't get into trouble.
Right. Now let's talk about decluttering a little bit more. Well, I told you already, we should keep donating, sell, recycling, and have trash. Your goal when you are going through your house, to be entirely honest, is to let go of at least 20 to 25% of your belongings, especially everything that no longer serves a purpose. Why? You need to streamline, and honestly, having new things in your life is always an amazing opportunity. And by moving, you have this opportunity to find things that no longer serve you, and they need to get out of your life anyway. You meant to get rid of them. They've just been sitting in a corner for a long time. So we need to make sure we're letting go of our belongings, letting go of things that no longer serve our purpose, and really kind of, again, keep, donate, sell, recycle, and trash. So if you can get all those things in order, we can start getting rid of the stuff and we can just start someplace new.
Exactly. Now, the next thing we wanted to talk about, packing fragile items. Those are also very important, and you wanted to arrive at your destination intact. Therefore, you need to really use the bubble wrap that we were talking in the beginning of video, packing paper or soft material like towels or cushions delicately to wrap around these items and make sure And what is important, also mark the label, mark the boxes.
And I'm going to give you a funny story with us. The very first time we moved with the moving company, my husband was like, I don't want these people to know anything in these boxes. So he wrote it in a language he speaks. I don't know speak it. So when I got to these boxes, I said, what is this? So it was a little bit more disaster for me because I didn't know what box goes where because I couldn't read it. So not having something to read was also very important. So we could have had a little bit more of a labeling system in place, and we did learn our labeling systems for later moves.
For the next thing we wanted to talk about,
one label move is using different color pens for different rooms. That way you can just look at it and say, hey, this is blue, it's the kitchen. Just to give you an example.
Exactly. Therefore, documents. We want to talk about documents that you really need to pack, especially need to be with you, no? Like something like a birth certificate, medical records, school records for your kids, financial paperwork that you need, or use a accordion folder, no?
Or a briefcase.
Exactly, to store everything in a steady folder or binder and keep it with you during this moving, rather putting it in the moving truck with the company, or if you're doing it yourself.
Or even if you're moving a moving company, I would still recommend put that in the car with you. Now, when you're going to the new location, you're coming to Greenville, one of the things I would tell you is familiarize yourself with the lay of the land. What does that mean? We need to know where the school is. How are we going to get to the school? Where are the healthcare facilities? How are you going to get to the healthcare facility? Where are the grocery stores? Where are the pharmacies? How are you going to get there back and forth? Also, you need to know more things than that. Where are the parks? Where's the recreation center? Where's the senior center? Where's the pool? Where's the community activities? What is of interest to your family? You have to know where it is. So the sooner you start finding these things, the sooner you'll feel more at home.
Do you want to enlighten us for the final?
I just want to say moving takes time, 100%. What I love about Greenville, it is a little bit more slower pace. So once you get here, you can take your time. Packing is a fun way to really talk about moving to Greenville and how we can help you find the perfect place where you can have all your stuff in a brand new location or a new home.
Exactly. Therefore, don't forget to look at all of our playlists: buying home, selling home, moving guide for the Greenville, and also selling and buying at the same time. But we are here to help you, Alan Victoria Pinder, real estate agent professionals in Greenville, North Carolina. Also, don't forget at the end, push that subscribe button, write us a comment. We love to connect with you, and see you next time.